guys, welcome back to another video of the Arts of Tembisa Content 163030. I'm your host De.Troy _official / the head honcho. So as you can see, I'm not alone. Without wasting any time, let's get straight into the sauce. King, how you doing?
I'm awesome, my G, and yourself?
I'm chilling.
Awesome.
How was your day?
Yeah, my day was very, very hectic this morning. I wouldn't say my whole day because I don't know what's going to transpire, in the few hours to come. But I slept very late, so I thought I was going to wake up very active. But hey,
it's hectic, huh?
Now that I'm sitting with you, hey, I can feel the tiredness coming in. So I'm happy for the coffee, though. Thanks.
Anytime, say this. We always make sure our guests are well
treated.
Yeah. So for someone who doesn't know you, how best would you describe yourself?
Man. Riccardo, for a long time I thought I was like an introvert. But then I discovered that no, man, I'm an outdoor person, and I like doing a lot of things with a lot of people, and I'm not really shy when I'm outside. But then sometimes the introversy comes in, so then I find myself, okay, that means I am a bit of both. Yeah.
Sometimes you want to find yourself just,
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think it's just a feeling that you have, especially sometimes you go out and you feel like, hey, this environment, it's too hectic. Doesn't work for me, So you just want to be at home or in closed doors, even though you don't have anything to do at home.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about your childhood. Where were you born and how was life back then as a kid?
Dang.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Now we're going into the past.
Yeah.
I didn't have a beautiful childhood.
Yeah.
I didn't have a childhood that many kids had when they grew up.
True.
I was raised by my dad and my mom for a couple of years. They are both married, even still today. But I come from a very, very abusive background. Very, very abusive. And I'm talking physical abuse. I'm talking about verbal abuse. I'm talking about emotional abuse. I was that boy who grew up, who witnessed physical abuse. 9-9. Straight up. Dad beating the mom like she was a punching bag, and she would be bleeding in front of me as a kid. And I was the oldest at that time. And my brother would be just a toddler. And I used to witness all those things. So I did not have a background that was... Yes, there were moments that were loving, maybe sometimes when they have forgiven each other, the parents.
Yeah.
Then you find yourself as a child, okay, this is a happy moment. But that moment would just last for a couple of days. Yeah. But now we had a routine. Every Friday to the weekend, it was a mess. I was one of those children who were known to try to protect his own mother from his dad.
Yeah.
We would run from house to house trying to hide because my mom was hiding from my dad. I mean, it was a mess, show. I remember seeing myself going into people's houses, hiding under the bed. My mom would hide in the wardrobe. My father would come in, question and ask, where is his wife? You know what I mean?
True.
And then he would literally find us and went back home, and the fight would start, and then blood again, and I'll find myself wiping the blood from the ground, nursing my mom, tears running down my face. My little brother was traumatized. Obviously, he was little at the time. He was a toddler. He needed, breastfeeding. He needed nurturing. So I'm that kind of a person who came from a background that was brutal for years, not just maybe this week I have a memory of it. No, I saw it happen continuously until my mom said it was enough.
Wow.
And then she left. But they're still married. She left.
She just left.
Yeah. And she's from Kimberly. My mom is colored, by the way, and my dad is Tsonga. So my mom is also a bit of a fighter.
Yeah.
But I think my father obviously overruled because of his manlyhood.
Yeah, true.
But I grew up very painful, dog. I don't want to lie.
Yeah, I can
Very painful. Yeah, my background was very painful. I was that boy who would love to be in front of a TV just to take my mind away from things. And I would be entertained by... I used to love Michael Jackson so much. Cartoons were my thing.
Facts.
Like, I was addicted to cartoons to a point where if I'm in school, I was just thinking about when are we knocking off?
Oh.
Just so that I can go and watch cartoons.
Which one was your favorite?
I don't know.
To watch?
Back then there were Afrikaans cartoons.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in a household where my mom was like, talking Afrikaans with my mom. My dad also obviously would try, but he had this funny Afrikaans.
He was lacking a little bit.
Yeah. But there was this cartoons called Lucky Luke, this cowboy character. Funny. He's like the drawing, the design of it was just crazy. The graphics. So I used to love Lucky Luke so much, and the Three Musketeers as well. Back in the days, yeah. And then obviously, then you have your Looney Tunes.
Exactly. So now, getting into details, what exactly do you do? Like I'm talking from point A to Z. Don't even like leave anything out. You're taking us from A to B to Z.
Okay, first of all, I'm a creative director and founder of Grace of Destiny Performing Arts, which is an organization that deals with performing arts. It can be your dance, your poetry, your acting, the performing arts sector.
Yeah.
And then I also have another company that I run, which is the creative film production that I run for corporates. So I do corporate video work for corporate companies. I'm also an agent.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm also an agent, but my agency works in a specific way. So I also outsource creatives in terms of the backgrounds, people who are working behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And then there's just me as the brand. I've always branded myself from childhood. Before being where I am, I actually I would get gigs just for myself because that's the way that I carried myself, and I've managed to make myself to become that kind of a need to service in certain places where I come in as a casting director. Most of the time I used to cast for productions.
Yeah.
I worked with several productions, and my creative casting skills came from working with Kato Black Media. It's one of the well-known companies, productions in Mzansi. I used to be groomed by this lady called Leslie. So I'm also a casting director. I'm also a creative director when it comes to working in the creative side behind the scenes.
Wow.
And then also directing, and I write it as well.
Do you?
I write, and I do.
Seems like you have your hands full, huh?
I'm also a choreographer.
Okay.
I'm also a poet.
Keep them.
I'm also an actor.
Shit. Okay, that's amazing. So now, when did you really start to do all this? Like, is it like, did you have it since you were born, or maybe something that you had to like figure out? No, man, I'm actually good at this, so let me, put my focus on this.
Oh, bruh. I started as a soccer player. I used to love playing soccer.
Okay.
So in my street, there was this neighbor of ours.
Yeah.
He used to run a football team, and then he would recruit us as the young kids, and then go and play soccer. And then from there, I was scouted by this other team. They used to call it Taseida back in the days.
Yeah.
And then they scouted me, and I played for that team, and I was playing as striker. My first game, I scored. First ever game. I was not talented in skills and whatnot, but I remember scoring with my head. I just remember the ball coming straight to me, and I put it inside the net, and it was a goal, and it was a celebration. And then from that day, they gave me a name. They called me Ronaldinho.
That way.
I was like, okay, Ronaldinho. So I was asking myself why they gave me that name. Okay, but anyway, I inherited that name from that game, and then from there it moved. It moved me into a group, Yamapansul.
Okay.
My skill of dancing. I didn't know that I had talent, but I think that talent aroused from watching Michael Jackson a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because remember I told you that he was my ideal inspiration.
True.
So I didn't know that I could dance. And then there was this time where with our friends, they said, let's some sort of dance, and I'm a chance. Then when we got to the corner there, I started moving, and then hey, when I was dance almost, then they started showing me Iskopas, Spantul. And I was like doing it easily. Hey, I was only Pantul. I was like, Pantul, I didn't know. Then I started growing into that group, Sama Pantula, for a couple of, I think 2 years was enough. And then later on, my Pantula was now something else. I had to now be moved into the theater space. Because now one of our guys introduced theater to us.
Okay.
So that's where it all began.
So now let's go on a quick ad break, ne?
Okay.
When we come back, we're gonna touch base on the theater space.
Okay.
And then just go on from there.
Not a problem.
Yes, sir. Hey guys, welcome back from that quick ad break, and you're still tuned in the Arts of Tembisa, content 16-30-30. So as we were still chopping it up, so it's from soccer, and then from soccer to dancing, and then theater comes through. So tell us about that. How did that transition come about?
So as a dancer, so I became famous as a dancer at Gas, you know. So I grew up in Ivory Park, right? So I became famous because there were a lot of festivals back in the days as a Mapansul.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of festivals, the art and shit that I did not know about. You know, where there was like theater, acting, blah blah blah, the whole works and shit is under theater. So there I was introduced to this group, and they were telling me, let's go to this group, binds dance, binds acting, binds poetry and all that. I was like, so much because I wanna Mapansula has this tendency to smoke but abolova. So cabanga manje senyo smile lapha you yabona ngcabuzana nabantu yabona ifitha ngapha shama ring ama-chain yabona amaciki. So it was not easy for us to convert from ebupantsuleni to acting. Now go and your rasa stage.
Yeah.
But then we gave it a chance. So let's go and check. So we joined this group called Lindan Theatre Production. Yeah. So it was actually just our neighbor. So we went there.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, mom.
So I think the most important thing that attracted us was Abuche. Because when you entered, go crowd your more than the guys.
Stop.
And then they were hot. And then now we were shy, pushing each other in. I'm gonna get. And then at the end, and then if I turned on us.
Sure.
And then the director called Linda and we are potsane. I feel like shy spotlight. That in the manje, Bobani, introduce yourself. Now I had to introduce myself. I'm Riccardo. So join. Yes, the feeling they're in a new room, filled with people who have been doing things for a long time, and when you're new, so it's kind of awkward. Then there we were, introduced into the space. He said, "Okay, my friend, welcome to Lindan Theatre Production. So we'll see how serious you take it, but Lana, we work on commitment." And the guy was strict.
Tough.
The guy didn't actually beg us for talent. He wanted talent to be out there on the table and me to present it very well. So I did not see myself being pushed to do what I would be loving to do. In the sense of which strictness. But at the end of the day, 1 day, 2 days, and then there was this day, and then he said, "Okay, you need to in your talent. What is your talent?"
Sure.
The only thing that I knew was Uglali and Shai Spansula. And then I went on stage because it was not going to be cool. And then I got to know whole arc, so it was very nice. Shai Spansula, I'm like, okay, attraction. You know what? Sure. After that, the girls now like talking to me and all that. So it kind of created the urge of wanting to come back every single day.
Yeah, but you had that crazy.
And now the director was like, "Hey, chama boy, we have a chama boy in our midst." So, and I went to my son, I wanted to find. So automatically, I was like, no, man, nature is body leader. And this yellow board, shiny, what is that black dot in sport?
Sure.
I was like, nah, I'm coming back. Second day, third day, no, I'm in. The next thing, now we've been taught to act. I didn't know that I was a natural actor. I didn't know. Yeah. First rehearsals that we did, and he was like, "Okay, when I'm casting you for a show called what was it? About to Kiss, something like that." Yeah. Okay. Then he casted me with a hottie, this beautiful chick, and he said, "Was a boyfriend and you guys are main characters."
How did you feel about that one?
Jesus, man. And I'm like,
It's about
okay.
time.
So actor as boyfriend and girlfriend. So I didn't know what we actually going to kiss. We actually gonna, take off our clothes, so Bambanas, Tasha, and take on
Right.
that. So when that happened, for Kuma rehearsal, dog.
Sure.
My first rehearsal with this chick, I'm not for Joe. And then go to suit.
99.
And it was actually my slow serious.
Now week.
How week do deprime. Sorry to say that I'm not emotional.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I have a scope of fun. It's a laugh. I'm laugh.
Sure.
Man, it's a paper and I'm on it. I couldn't know it. I don't directly like I don't know. It's natural. Forget about that. Stay into the character.
Sure.
So go and no reason and was kind of a script. Go and no reason and so for me, that's where it started, and then it was acting. Acting led to poetry. I started falling in love with poetry because most of the cast members, they were poets. Poetry became one of the things that I loved doing. And then moving from that, then, so let's introduce a very good music because our director was actually vocally good. That guy can sing.
So what would you say is your biggest highlight since you've stepped into the theater space, acting, poetry? What's your biggest highlight? It could be anything, even a small achievement or that thing that made a difference.
I don't want to talk about what I achieved because I've won awards, me, the persona that I still have even today that I cherish as an actor, as a director. That's something else. But what I would take as a highlight is the growth that I come from. I think my humbleness comes from my background at home.
True, yeah.
I had always told myself that I'm going to be a difference. I don't want to be like my dad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see myself affect another human being in the same sense.
Way, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that motivated me to want to be great in what I do. And I was not in competition with anyone. And I don't believe in competition even still today. So my biggest highlight was that from that background to what I was taught, because obviously I was involved in different data spaces being along the lines of the years that were coming along in my life. I was involved in different spaces, met different artists, creatives who were very good at what they were doing, being groomed into being a director because of, they said I had the skill, and taken into workshops where I was groomed. For me, the greatest highlight is, out of all that life skill lesson, I've learned to love people. I've learned to care. So what I did is that I started recruiting people from different provinces at a very young age. And then I started teaching them what I was taught. And I said, no one's going to pay me. I don't want anything from anyone. Yeah. I'm going to do it because I love doing it. And I'm going to teach them my own motto. My motto is, be the best of what you can be. And I'm still singing it till today. And that's my biggest highlight. I've touched so many lives. I don't care, because I know artists will always talk. But when I look back today, I get a lot of calls from artists that I've worked with. And it's just been grateful.
So would you say there's a huge difference from when you started, like your day one, like from day one until where you were today? Would you say there's a huge gap of difference with now, you know what, I'm proud of myself for really starting and not giving up, because when you start, things are a little bit shaky, not promising. So do you think you'd say there's a huge, progress, improvement?
There's a huge job. There's a huge, there's a huge, when you sit at home and you get calls from people that you've groomed, and they're also making it. And it's obviously not going to be all of them.
Yeah.
But those who are disciplined enough to listen to your teaching, and those that you have also pushed into the industry somewhere, somehow. Yeah. And then when they call you every night, sometimes even when they get paid, they just say, hey, director, check your account.
They still keep in touch for it.
I'm like, you just sent me 1,000 grand. For what? Oh, just to say
appreciation. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm grateful.
That's an amazing feeling, because other people tend to forget, or they end up trying to outshine the hand that
fed them, or that taught them. Yes,
exactly. It happens. Such people who show you appreciation, then it's amazing.
Yeah, it happens. Not all of them. Out of 10, you might have the best 4.
Yeah. So now let's go on another quick ad break and then come back and then see what we want to touch on and then wrap it up.
Awesome.
Hey guys, welcome back from that quick ad break, and you are still tuned into the Arts of Tembisa content 1630. You dig? So now we're getting into the sauce.
As I said, Mambis. 30.
Oi, oi.
Yeah.
So now, with all these things that you're doing for yourself, great things, only great things. So now we know it's like people are watching, especially the ladies. So now I want to know, how do you deal with those types of situations whereby ladies, they see you doing your thing, now they want to come in the DMs, they want to get to talk to you and get things going. How do you deal with those type of situations?
Oh, dog, I'm a very disciplined person. And even though other people don't see me in that sense, yeah, I'm a very disciplined person. Yes, I have my flaws as a human being. I think every man has their flaws.
True.
We can't be perfect. I think that's how we were created in some kind of way.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of applying that discipline. The DMs are coming in. I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie. I get DMs from people from Lesotho, Limpopo, and they're not talking like, hey, man, I just want to be in business with you. No, straight up, they will just say,
Straight to the point.
hi, I think you're cute. I would like to be your girlfriend. And when you look at the profile, you're like,
Yeah.
she's a daughter.
I'm a yellow po.
Dog. It's literally out there ready to say, take me. Take me now. No excuses. I'm willing to give myself to you. I just want to be your girlfriend.
And it's temptation.
And it's not only on social media, even in public. Now I don't walk in the streets, to be honest.
You cruise.
I always, it's either, because obviously I no longer I'm no longer mobile, so I always use a boat.
Okay, cool.
I don't walk in the streets. I had an incident. There was this time when I was like with my G and like, hey, Pichu, it's Friday. I wanna hang around with you guys. Okay, we wanted money. So sadly decided to pile Mega Mart. So you send it in and out. Can you puma kwame transini just to shower more fresh enyan? Can have already attracted eyes. I don't know how, but they just came in numbers from one shop. These are people who were working literally in uniform. Then they started wanting pictures, and I'm talking about the majority was ladies. Okay, 2 pictures. I'm like, okay, I'm done now. Let's go to the ATM. ATM. I didn't even go. And then I was like standing there for like 2 hours taking pictures. People came from parking lots. People came from different shops, liquor stores. People were just asking their managers to take pictures. Even guys. So ladies would literally say, have my numbers on the spot. So I'm like, hey, so is this what fame does? So discipline is required. So I'm very disciplined when it comes to that department. It's tempting, I don't want to lie.
Too much, yeah?
Yeah, because there are beautiful girls who are more beautiful than your girlfriend. That's just the world, how the world is. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright.
That's honest truth, though.
I'll take it. Take it. So now, what are some of the challenges that you go through as an actor or anything that anything else, even like a businessman? What are some of the challenges that you go through, and how do you also deal with those?
Okay, I'm a God-fearing individual. Yeah. Though I have as I said, my flaws.
True, yeah.
God-fearing in the sense that my spiritual attachment to the Word of God has taught me that live life as those who know life. And if you know life, you already know what to expect in life. You understand? Life is not going to be easy.
True.
Life is not easy when you are trying to be a good person. When you try to do good, just know that people will bash your name, People will try to sabotage you. People will try to call you names. People will try to tempt you to do things that you're not comfortable in. But because you want to also belong in that group or that space, you'll end up speaking a language that you yourself
don't even speak.
You don't speak. But because now, Andile, now I just have to speak the language just to suit to Andile in his space.
Yeah, just to fit in.
Andile will talk about girls. I don't want to. I respect my wife. But Andile, hey, I 6. But when it's now you're fagaz. Hey, fan. My you know. So life is not easy. Coming to business, business has never been easy, and it's not gonna be easy anytime soon. You know, everything that you have to work hard for to achieve a certain goal or a principle, you have to work hard. It's gonna come through pain, through sweat. It's never gonna be easy. So for me, as an actor, I look at South African actors or the industry itself. I'm like, I wish I was not staying in South Africa. I would, honestly speaking, because our country is so corrupt to a point whereby it's corrupt in every business that you go in. It might look good on the outside, but inside it's corruption.
Corrupted.
From government to corporate to organizations. It's just even in your own household, people are corrupt. Your own father will be corrupt.
Yeah.
You know, they will shang black tax ukwana mfana. Tshela manje hey ntwana akusina share maru how uholile umuntu maru ucela imali kuye share. You know, it's just life. It's just how things are. And then you ask yourself, how do I survive through all these turmoils? How do I go through the fire? You have to understand that life is not going to be easy. Live life as those who know life. If you know life, it means that you know that there's angry people, there's killers, there's rapists, there's those who are verbally abusive. All of those things you're going to go through. So it's up to you how you take your decisions and how you make them. Knowing very well what I have to fall. Don't say anything. Know what is over. But how do you stand up? How do you stand up?
Hope you guys are taking notes, because this guy is talking nothing but facts. So now tell me, I want what advice would you give to someone, or maybe a kid out there who's trying to be someone like you, or maybe is trying to open his own maybe business, you know, get into the acting space, theater, poetry. What advice would you give that person?
Consistency. You have a passion of something. You have a passion for business, a passion for art, or talent. Be consistent.
That's all you need.
I've been told so many times, I've been told so many times, it's not going to take you far. Why are you doing this? I've worked in corporate companies where I've done marketing for companies. Good paycheck, but I quit. I've worked in companies where I was behind the scenes working in a digital frame in terms of digital space. I quit. It's not because I'm the space now, it's just my heart. My heart says I was born to do something different, and it's not that. So, consistency. I kept on going. Even when I was working, the art would always call me. I would always come back to the art. Sometimes people would say, why are you busy buying grocery for artists? Banabazali, Babuya from different provinces. Don't you think like Babuya from their own? And most of my artists, some of them, they would come back from homes that are like background financially. But they would come and I would have to get a clubhouse, and then I would have to take money out of my own pocket to buy grocery for artists for a month. Every month from January till December. No funds, myself. You understand? So it's the love and the consistency that I had. Even though people would say, what are you doing? They will turn against you one day. It's fine. Live life as those who know life.
True.
When they do us, people might turn against you. So I'm not going to be surprised. I was expecting that.
That's what it is.
I was expecting that.
So now, what should people expect from you? Do you have anything that you are working on, or maybe could be anything, a project, maybe you have shows that are coming up, traveling, I don't know, you tell us, what's up?
On the theater space, I do have shows that I'm also writing a new show, and I also want to bring back my archive shows. I was told by this one genius who I worked with, she's from the States. She told me that, as a writer, when you have wrote something and it's a project and you've worked on it for a small period of time, don't neglect that project. Bring it back over and over again until it becomes a trademark. You know what I mean? Because you want to develop so many writings and so many shows, but you're only going to have 25,000 archives of shows, but they are not going anywhere. So for me, I would say Riccardo is going to be busy in theater, but not that much.
Yeah.
Because I'm no longer in that space too much. Business wise, there's something big coming on my side, on my end, from outside the country to here in South Africa. It's a business that I'm going to be partnering, venturing in, and I'm also going to be the face in terms of I'm just going to say it's a way.
Okay.
You have to decide whether it's the head or the shoulder, the chest, or the bottom part, or the feet. But it's a way. The meeting is going very well, and everything is just coming into place. Obviously, I'm having different events coming every now and then. Even last night, I had like 3 bookings for the coming months. So there's just a lot that's coming. Business-wise, my creative film production is also going to be shooting a project soon. It's a documentary. It's about arts as well. So yeah.
Amazing.
On the acting part, I don't want to mention that until people just see on the TV, because I don't want to talk about things that I've not done yet in terms of my acting career.
Oh yeah.
Those ones I just want people to judge for themselves and see for themselves, because I want to learn as well.
Facts. In 2 years' time, where do you see yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
My goodness, man. I want to be a frame of remembrance in the lives of my daughters and my son. I want to be a remembrance in my family, because I believe in familyhood. I believe in love and kindness. And I want to see whatever that I touch turn into gold, whether it's a human being, whether it's material things, whether I'm working on. I just want them to turn into gold so that they can inspire the next person to do better. And maybe probably I want to start a business outside the country.
Going big, huh?
Yeah, I want to start a business outside the country if all things go well.
True, right? Yeah. Everything's gonna go well. So, talk to me about this. What advice would you give? I heard you were talking about family. You know, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to have, his own family one day? What advice would you give that person?
I think I've been a great inspiration to my own brother.
Yeah.
My brother is very smart. His name is Donovan. He's very smart. He runs his own business on the side. The G is making money. Sometimes I'm looking at him like, hey, this G, he's making money on the side. And I like where he's going. And I see what he's going to achieve very soon.
True.
And I want to invest in that in his business.
Yeah.
So for someone else in the family, I would want to say, be an inspiration to the one who's following you behind. And be a great leader so that they can hold on to you. I didn't know that I'm such a great inspiration to my brother, but I can see that there's been so much that I've done in his life that has blossomed.
Amazing. So now I heard you were talking about bookings, things like that. So where can people find you for bookings or your socials? Let's put them out there.
Facebook, it's just Riccardo Temane.
Yeah.
And then Instagram, it's Sergeant Tsheola, Skeem Saam Riccardo. Same goes to my Twitter. It's @Riccardo_Sergeant Tsheola.
So before we close the video, what's the word of the day?
The word of the day is live life as those who know life. That's all. Live life as those who know life. You'll be fine.
Proper stuff. I forgot to ask one question.
Yeah.
But not to ask, but it goes like this. I want you to give yourself, your future self, an advice by just looking into that camera.
Okay.
You look at that camera and then you give yourself, your future self, an advice.
Okay. Riccardo, please be the change that you want to see and inspire the ones who are coming behind you. That's my advice.
Thanks for coming, Kim.
Always a pleasure.
Sharp. Guys, please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to comment, share the video with anyone, even your siblings. You know what I'm saying? Share the video, and otherwise, peace. We love you guys.